Now, if you told 10-year-old me that I'd be living in Australia, making money in my living room and doing jobs that I absolutely love, I'd have laughed in your face. But here I am, working jobs that most people don't even think are real and somehow managing to pay the bills, just about. Hey mate, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Sam, a British actor documenting my journey of rebuilding my life here in Australia. So my main career, which I've just given away, is as an actor. But to be completely transparent with you, I have three main jobs right now. Acting is the #1 job and it's the big dream, you know, that's why I do it. As you can see on this pie chart though, it earns me the least amount of my income. You might be thinking, well Sam, why on earth are you an actor then if it hardly makes any money? Well, this is the big dream, it's the passion. I don't do it for the money, I do it purely because I adore acting. Now, if you know any actors, you'll know that actors don't book a lot of work. Unless you are an A-list Hollywood star, it is really hard to get consistent work as an actor. There's just not enough professional work being made, and that is the cliche that we always learn about in Hollywood. Once you get your big break, you'll be covered, you'll be rolling in the cash and you'll be getting acting job after acting job. And sadly, unless you're someone like Chris Pratt or Viola Davis, that just doesn't happen. So as you can probably tell, I'm one of the non-A-lister actors and I only book a handful of jobs a year. So that's why it doesn't pay a lot. And even when I do book those jobs, they're not exactly the highest paying jobs in the world. But every audition, every role, it feels like a stepping stone to, you know, become the actor that I want to become. A lot of people are like, what on earth are you doing with your life? That is so dumb. How are you ever going to make money from that? But that's why I've got the other two jobs to keep me covered. And just a quick one, I noticed that over 98% of you who regularly watch these videos aren't yet subscribed. So if you are enjoying them, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps to support the channel. Right, let's get back to it. Now, this next job, I almost quit it all at the start of this year, and it is the slightly larger portion of the pie chart, and that is YouTube. And I started making videos in the running niche. Now, I've been a runner ever since I was a teenager. I ran a few marathons and I absolutely loved it. And I thought I was putting a lot of work into my videos, but they just weren't getting any views. And then I made a video about my 10 reasons why you should move to Australia, and I got like 20,000 views on it, the most views I've ever had on anything ever. I was absolutely blown away. And after that happened, my spark reignited. By the way, when I started doing YouTube videos, they were terrible. My camera looked like a potato. I was kind of an awkward teenager on camera trying to make jokes and puns that just weren't funny. It was an awkward start, but with practice you do get better. And that's the thing, I was this close to quitting YouTube and then my next video blew up. And if I hadn't have said to myself, you know, don't give up, keep going. If I didn't have my wife Maddie say, you know, come on, like keep going Sam, you've got this, I might not be here making this video right now. So if you are doing something like YouTube or you're doing something else that is difficult to achieve in life, keep going. I know it's such a cliche, never give up, but you really don't know when you're gonna make it. You really don't know when you're gonna find that success. Now, I'm talking like I'm some sort of massive YouTuber with all the fame and money. I'm actually not, and that's why it's not the biggest portion of the pie chart. I make a really modest income from YouTube right now, and it's constantly going up and down each month. But the important thing I need to mention with YouTube is that the reason I started it, people always tell actors to go and make your own work. So I was like, oh, instead of making a short film, I might post some YouTube videos because I love the platform. And so YouTube to me is like my creative fill. It's like being able to make creative videos for you guys. And also if it puts a little bit of money in the bank account, then I'm not complaining. Honestly, it just goes straight back into the YouTube channel. Every penny I've made from YouTube, I've been investing into like software and cameras to get better and better. But it is crazy. Although my YouTube income has gone down this month, the last month I made enough to actually pay rent on my apartment for the entire month, which is actually mental. But the thing is, just like acting, YouTube is also a risk. If the platform goes down tomorrow, I lose that income completely. And by the way, if you're interested to learn more about how I moved to Australia, I make money out here, I'm creative, I get acting work, I have a free weekly newsletter. It's only a 3-minute read. It's got loads of helpful info in it, and you can subscribe to that using the first link in the description below. So yeah, right now, this is my absolute favorite job. I am pouring everything into my YouTube channel. But while it makes me feel very alive, it is also very vulnerable, and that's why I do this next job for the reliable weekly income source. Now, when people I don't know that well ask me what I do for a living, and I don't want to go through the faff of explaining that I'm an actor and that I'm not always working throughout the entire year as an actor, all of that, I just say I'm a video editor. Now, this isn't untrue. Currently, I'm doing freelance video editing for a handful of YouTuber clients. This was something I got into after I tried to start a voiceover business.
How I saved $5,000 building my own vocal booth in less than 30 days.
And then it kind of failed because I realized, oh, it's just as difficult to get into as theatre and screen acting, which is what I'm doing right now and only working several times throughout the year. So I thought I needed something that could bring me hard cash every single week. That was video editing. I found a great mentor and entrepreneur called Sam P. Dunn, and I started watching his channel all about how to start a business in video editing. And I took this course for, at the time, it was like £60. And within a couple of months, I was working with a couple of very big YouTubers, editing their videos and making some consistent weekly money from it. Now, it was really hard work for me to get into. It took me 10-hour days. It took me practicing my video editing skills so much. It took me loads of social media marketing, building my own website from scratch, getting rejected every single day until I finally booked a few clients that, you know, took a chance on me who had no previous professional experience in video editing. Freelance video editing is the survival job. It helps me pay the bills. Now, just before I get into the negatives, I want to say it's actually a really fun job. If you are a creative person, most clients you'll get, whether they're YouTubers or even corporate clients, usually they'll give you full creative reign over the project and you can have a lot of fun with it and really get into it. And yeah, it's really helped and I've met some really cool people. But to talk about the negatives, it's not my dream. A lot of people have the mindset of, you know, you don't have to be passionate about your job, it just has to pay the bills. But as an actor, I am a bit of a dreamer. Now, some people might argue that freelance video editing isn't consistent at all, it isn't reliable at all. I've been very lucky to meet some YouTubers who have wanted to produce weekly videos and therefore they use me every single week as their editor. However, there is a risk here. They could turn around one day and go, "You're sacked, Sam. I'm going to go with a different video editor now." That is always a possibility, no matter how much hard work you put into this. But what keeps me going is I realized that this can literally happen with a 9-to-5 job. You could get employed in one of the biggest companies in the world. They could give you a nice fancy office, they give you an executive position, and then a couple weeks later, if their funds go down, you could literally be sacked. So I don't think any job is secure, whether it's a 9-to-5 in a brick and mortar shop or you're working behind a laptop video editing for YouTubers. So my freelance video editing job is kind of my socially acceptable job. But I am starting to get to the point with freelance video editing where it is starting to become a bit of a drain. It's starting to lose its charm. But just because something is stable doesn't mean that it's sustainable for your soul. It doesn't mean it's something that you have to do for the rest of your life. Now, if I can be completely honest with you guys, there have been so many times where I've wanted to walk away from all of this. And it's not because I hate the work, it's because of comparing myself to others. I'll be scrolling through Instagram and Facebook and I'll see old school friends and they'll be putting deposits down on houses. They'll have the really fancy BMW cars. They'll be in these fancy corporate jobs in these glass towers getting paid 100k a year. And I'm like, damn, what if I had that life? What if I wasn't counting the pennies to be able to pay rent back in my London flat this month? That's when I remember, you can't chase money. It's the age-old rule. I mean, it literally says it in the Bible, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. When I've started looking at corporate job listings and I stop myself and I think, what am I doing? I think, would the 100-year-old version of me, maybe on my deathbed, be looking back and go, yeah, I'm really proud of you, Sam, that you went and got a corporate job? Or would he be going, what are you doing? And so that's basically what keeps me going, because I don't want to live with that regret. The amount of people that have told me that acting is a stupid job, YouTube is a stupid job, go get a real job, I've heard it all before. And when I was a bit of a people pleaser when I was 18 years old, that was really hard to hear. But now as a 26-year-old, I feel very secure and confident in my career choices. But there's something that always pulls me back to acting. And there's something that always pulls me back to YouTube and creating these weekly consistent videos. It's your comments down below. It's you interacting with me and, you know, let me know what videos you want me to make next. I absolutely love it. And yeah, I will never stop being an actor. I'll never stop being a YouTuber. But money's only half the story. So if you want to know what it's really like to live in Australia as a Brit, then go watch this video here. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end, and I will see you in the next one.